When I was 9, I'd make believe the good guy always caught the thief. The room went dark and I couldn't sleep. I was in over my head. At 15 I would look around and all my friends had it figured out. They all thought it but they never said out loud. I was in over my head. Oh, I feel this vertigo, sick of being an optimist. I'm trying, but I'm in over my head. I'm in over my head. felt this vertigo. Sick of being an optimist. I'm trying. Deep down it hurts to know how bad I wanna call it quits. I'm trying. But I can't hear myself. I can't hear myself though. I can't hear shit. It's because my headphones aren't plugged in. I'll do live. Cause I'm in over my head.
Racing day so loud out here I can't hear a thing. Man, the fans are going wild. And these drivers came to rock, and no place else but Fox knows how to do it NASCAR style. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys! Hey, now, here we go, race day. Don't you be going slow. Keep that pedal down on the floor. Push it to the crowd, can't take no more than that. Since the flag came down, we heard to the last lap around. We're dog
welcome everybody here to WORC TV for the presentation of tonight's JP Designs Truck Series race from Talladega here as we open up the round of 10 in today's playoffs. It's more of a round of 9 actually because Parker White pulled out. He is included in the point standings, however, due to his participation and technically the fact he is the 1 seed. So we're going to pull those up real quick on our screen as qualifying is going on in the background. So as you see here, playoff standings, Parker White, as we said, he's not really a factor here, so kind of count him out. It's down to basically 2nd place through 10th place. Clayton Ramstead sitting at 3,003 points is the points leader with Paul Granata, Blake Kennedy, and Joe Burgy right behind him. That leaves Jay Mulder, Christian Visconti, Garrett A. White 1 point off of a Final Four appearance, and Gino Marrow and Chase Marsden 2 back. Of course, there's 2 races in this round. So really a lot of things can go down here as qualifying is coming to an end. Some drivers are spinning it out and stuff. And looks like Aaron Giffen top of the boards here in that 29. This would be his first ever WORC pole if he's able to make it happen. Austin Duran on track. Looks like Mason Suits just doing burnouts. So we might have an Aaron Giffen pole here today, folks. And that is one of the beauties of Talladega. My name is Braison Collins, and well, as I keep mentioning here, I guess I overlaid it. Oh well. As I keep mentioning here, we're at the Talladega Superspeedway. 3 mile. That's not right. 2.5. It's like 2 2/3. 4 turns located at an altitude of 540 feet in Talladega, Alabama. One of everyone's premier racetracks. They look forward to coming here. 83-degree track temp, or 83-degree temperatures, excuse me, 114-degree track temp here, about 2:45-ish in the afternoon, 7-mile-an-hour wind speeds, 0% humidity. As we're going to go 50 laps, 133 miles in today's race, and let's bring up the starting grid for tonight's event. As I mentioned, Aaron Giffen, congratulations to him, first career pole here in WORC. He will bring us to the green here in that 29 Outlaw Racing machine, so congratulations to Aaron Giffen. A personal congratulations from me because, well, I'm his team owner, so good to see Aaron Giffen up there up front. To his outside is Ryan Martin, and then we have Garrett A. White inside row 2. Latham Joyner to his outside. Then we'll have John Cannizzaro, Sean Giroux, Joe Knockel, Austin Duran, and so far it looks like the only playoff driver in that top 8 is Garrett A. White starting P3. Bradley Wilson, he's making his first race since the end of the Dirt Modified Tour a couple months back, so good to have Bradley back with us here. Mark Frimpong running out the top 10. Then we have Mason Suit, John Mulder, the father of one of the playoff drivers tonight, Jay Mulder, he's running out P12. And then we'll have Ethan Harrison, P13. Chase Marsden, he's one of the playoff drivers to look out for. He's 14th. His teammate starts behind him in the row, the 20 of Clayton Ramstead, 16th, as inside of Ramstead is Benjamin A. White. Then we'll have Carter Talley. He's making his first ever WORC start tonight. He's starting P17. Bo Krebs 18th. Joseph Costello 19th. Casey Brunson also making his first ever WORC start, P20. Dylan Basin, first of the guys who didn't qualify, he's starting 21st. Christian Visconti, a playoff driver, starting 22nd. 2 more playoff drivers in the next row. Joe Burgy on the inside, Paul Granata on the outside. And then we have another row of playoff drivers with Jay Mulder, Gino Marrow. And then we'll have Chris Brown, Seth Warren, Blake Kennedy, who's a playoff driver. And then we'll have Glenn Bundren, Sky McGurk, DJ Powell, Timmy Spatz, Brady Cox, Zachary Thornton, Jarek Hernandez, Nick Pena, Dominic Provite, Davin Cardwell, Joe Tardif rounding out the 40-truck field for tonight. So absolutely crazy field here as Aaron Giffen gets to lead us to the green flag here today at Talladega. Hey man, that is special for him. We are very excited here to see him on the pole. Let me just real quick while these guys are pacing, bring up these playoff standings one more time. So as I said, Parker White, we don't count him here. He's an outlier. He's not actually competing for the Final Four here. So Clayton Ramstead starts that off in the 20, and then we'll have Paul Granata, Blake Kennedy, Joe Burgy, Jay Moeller, Christian Visconti, Garrett A. White, Gino Marrow, and Chase Marsden going for those Final Four spots here. So I mean, man, I'm expecting a huge battle in Talladega. Like I said, it's the outlier. It is such an underdog track. I mean, look, no offense to Aaron, but I mean, his first WORC pole comes here at Talladega. I'm very glad he got that pole though, because that is absolutely crazy. So for those of you in the chat, some of you asking how are playoffs determined? Well, playoffs were determined a couple weeks ago by the top 14 in points, and then after that, the top 5 got eliminated following last week's race at Homestead, which unfortunately meant that Henry Klappert, Ryan Martin, Timmy Spatz, and Ethan Workman all went home. And then we start the new round tonight here at Talladega. 2 races here. We go from this big old 2 2/3 mile track here in Talladega, Alabama, the Superspeedway, where everything can go wrong and everything can go right at the same time. We go from there to Nashville, where we'll be under the lights at one of America's most historic half-mile short tracks. So that'll be the Fairground Speedway, not Nashville Superspeedway. That's not an iRacing quite yet. However, here we go, tick-tock, the clock is winding down, 40 trucks. Usually in these super speedways we have a pretty big wreck early on that takes out a good portion of the field, so obviously these guys will have to defy those odds and be smart here early on, as Aaron Giffen for Outlaw Racing in the 29 Chevrolet Silverado here. He's got the Dale Earnhardt Senior Paint Scheme, and I guess the power of one of Restrictor Plate's best racers may have led him to the pole here, as Ryan Martin, freshly eliminated from the playoffs. He probably doesn't care too much about what happens in this race. He's going for the win, and he's on the outside pole in the 9. Coming to the green flag here at Talladega Super Speedway. Aaron Giffen, Ryan Martin, the front row, as they'll bunch it up a little bit here. Everyone stacks up slightly. The green flag waves, and off we go. Aaron Giffen and Ryan Martin door to door here as they head into turn number 1. And already some side drafting going on here as we see Garrett A. White in line with Aaron Giffen. Looks like John Cannizzaro behind them. Latham Joyner all over the rear end of Ryan Martin here, as early on some of the field kind of separating themselves out. Some of these guys trying to go to the back. Some of these guys just kind of chilling out. 3 wide back here, middle of the pack. Chris Brown dropping to the back. Blake Kennedy in there. Looks like Brady Cox. Gino Mero backing off a little bit. I see Paul Granata, Jay Mulder as well. So quite a few of these guys up here, all trying to fight for position, I guess. I don't really know. I mean, what do you do at Talladega? It's not your usual racetrack here. Is coming off of turn 4. We'll see who leads lap number 1 here between Giffen and Martin. Martin's got a really good push from Latham Joyner, as Garrett A. White is trying to get all over the back bumper of that 29. Here they come through the tri-oval, winding off of lap number 1. Looks like Aaron Giffen is... Oh no, Ryan Martin is going to lead the lap there. Very close though, and Giffen's going to lose his push a little bit as somebody jumps to the outside. That looks like that's Bradley Wilson. He jumps way to the top side there, going to the wall. Looks like he might be trying to get out of line, not 100% sure. And looks like he's going to get trained by Dylan Basin, Mason Suit as well. Looks like Garrett A. White is going to back out of line, and they're spinning up here. Oh my goodness, there goes a bunch of the field. Chase Marsden was involved. Looks like Clayton Ramstead gets through it. Oh man, all these guys trying to get through that here. Looks like that was Ryan Martin who may have been the cause of that. I'm not 100% sure, but he is destroyed, and we'll bring up the WORC replay real quick here as I'm going to take a look at that one. I mean, we sort of saw it. It just kind of came quickly here. Not sure what happened here, as looks like coming onto the back straightaway. Oh, looks like Latham Joyner hooks Ryan Martin. We'll pull up the WORC replay one last time and go to a far chase camera to determine if that is the cause of this wreck here. So give me just a moment, folks, here. So right here down the back straightaway. Oh, it was netcode. Netcode turns the 9. Man, Ryan Martin gets stuck in the wall. That was interesting. Well, that's tough. Hang on just a moment. I have to... Tell the admins what happened there. My apologies for that. All right, we're good now though, and man, I guess I'll try to check out who's in trouble here after that one. So Aaron Giffen's going to be the leader here. Looks like Chase Marsden. Looks like he got through that pretty clean. Looks like Bradley Wilson. He's got some front end damage there. Dylan Basin, he's got some rear end damage, some left side damage, a little bit of front end damage. Honestly, a lot of this might be cosmetic. Sean Giroux, he got out of that pretty lucky. Looks like Mason Suit, or excuse me, that's Casey Brunson. Sorry, he's got some rear end damage. Clayton Ramstead, very clean truck here. I'm trying to focus on our playoff drivers. Garrett A. White, he backed out of line there. He got some rear end damage on the right rear. I don't think that'll be too serious though. He's got some right front as well. So looks like Christian Visconti, very clean truck on that 80. He may have survived the chaos. Paul Granata. He's got some left rear damage. It looks like he may have gotten rear-ended there, but everything should be good on his end. Gino Mero, his truck looks fairly clean in that 71. Jay Mulder, looks like he's pretty clean. We're trying to find Blake Kennedy here. Kennedy, his truck looks pretty clean. He might have some rear-end damage there. Let's see. Joe Burgy. I'm trying to load up Joe Burgy here. There we go. I had to find Joe Burgy on the track, that 83. Looks like he's pretty clean too, so for the most part here, your playoff drivers kept it clean. Looks like just a couple of guys had some damage there as we scroll through the field, and Aaron Giffen still leads. And we'll pull up the pit lane camera here so you can see everyone on pit road. Looks like Christian Visconti will come out. He may have just come down to try to get himself towards the back. Zachary Thornton, Mark Frimpong exit pit road. Looks like Garrett White is getting service. He's that Clemson truck right there about 4th box. So Blake Kennedy comes off with Ethan Harrison behind him. And there's Garrett A. White coming off of pit road. He's got Joe Tardif and Joe Burgy behind him. So, man, Aaron Giffen, though, he's leading some laps here. And unfortunate that netcode ended that so early. I mean, it was pretty clear Latham didn't really hook Ryan Martin. It was a matter of just Latham kind of came down a little bit and it just hooked him due to the netcode issue. And if you aren't familiar with iRacing, netcode is pretty much, you didn't actually make contact, but iRacing registers the contact, kind of like an air bubble in a way. So that's pretty much unfortunately what ended quite a few guys' nights. Man, that's tough though for those guys who only made it a couple laps. Man, so let's look at this here. It looks like Chase Marsden, he got close to being involved in that, and he's the guy who's technically last in points entering this one in the playoff race. So, I mean, that 23, he's leading the playoff chase right now. Looks like Clayton Ramstead, his teammate, P6. So those guys have put themselves up front, sort of, I guess, early on. Back here looks like Christian Visconti. He was the next closest playoff driver. He pulled that thing down into pit road. As Christian, one of the series sponsors, he's actually going to come on board and be one of the sponsors for this summer series. He's going to sponsor the Dirt Midget Tour that we're going to put on this summer, and he's promoting his YouTube channel right there, Mr. Ocean CM3882. Make sure you go check him out. He is huge for WORC. He's a huge supporter of us, and he's a pretty good race car driver too. That's part of the reason why he's in the playoffs here. So, I mean, obviously go make sure that you follow that number 80 here as pace car lights are out. Aaron Giffen and Austin Duran, the front row. And Giffen got a little bit lucky there that netcode didn't quite hit him, so he gets to start from P1 here in the moment. And man, I am super excited to see how this race plays out if these guys can get it green, because man. Looks like they might go single file here, actually. Yeah, they're going to have a single file restart here per... So part of World Online Racing Championships rules, if you're just now watching, tuning in for the first time, I kind of forgot about this part. It's sort of dependent on what the iRacing system sees fit. But if you don't complete a lap under green, then we have a single file restart, try to make sure these guys gather themselves and can get going for multiple laps. That appears to be the situation here, which is interesting to me because... they made it more than a lap. They had crossed that line. They were on lap 2, so not sure what the deal is here with iRacing. Of course, obviously, the iRacing system believes that, well, they should be going single file here, so hopefully they'll get cleaned out, and we'll see what happens here. As Aaron Giffen will lead us to the line. Austin Duran, he'll line up P2. Chase Marsden, first playoff driver, he will line up P3. And looks like John Mulder, Casey Brunson, Clayton Ramstead, P6, just outside of the top 5 here. As we go back to Aaron Giffen, he gets to control when we go green, and Austin Duran stacks right up to Giffen's back bumper here. As they pace around, looks like Aaron Giffen's going to pull up a little bit, and a green flag is out. Aaron Giffen does a great job on that restart. Austin Duran looks like he's actually going to back off a little bit, so maybe not so good of a job. The thing here with Talladega is everyone is bunched up, so you really don't want to try to pull away too far. As Joseph Costello jumps out of line, looks like Joe Burgy as well is jumping out of line. As Through the field, we see several trucks. Everyone's trying to gather it together here as they're going to have to form some packs early on, though. It's a little bit of a train on the inside as Austin Duran tries to make a move to the top side. He'll have a little bit of help coming from Casey Brunson right behind him there. No, Brunson's going to take it 3 wide here early on in this race. Brunson showing some balls of steel here as he goes to make it 3 wide. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. And Chase Marsden has put himself up into P2 in that 23 now. The playoff system is not winning in. However, Chase definitely probably does want to win because it makes things a lot easier heading into Nashville next week. And that's exactly what Chase is trying to do here as he jumps to the outside of Giffen, and I just don't think the side draft will be enough for him here. And speaking of playoff drivers, look at him coming through the field, the 83 of Joe Burgy. He's going to fit himself in line right between Mulder and Duran. Oh, a little bit of netcode with Benjamin A. White. What a save by the 4 truck. Ramstead down to the apron. Oh, there's a caution. Oh, Casey Brunson's around. Garrett A. White is involved. We're going to pull up the WORC replay here and see what transpired. I know there was a bit of netcode. Let's see what happens. So there was the netcode with Benjamin A. White. Oh, the Brunson comes down. Oh, heavy contact. And Garrett A. White bonks it. He had nowhere to go. Man, that is... We're going to try to look here and see what happened with the rest of these guys here as I'm trying to find out. So excuse me for a moment here. We're going to have the WORC replay up a little bit prolonged because I'm trying to figure out what happened if Brunson came down or what really happened here. We're going to get a look from Joseph Costello's point of view here. We're going to get his far chase camera. We're going to pull off the WORC replay here, and I guess we'll just take a look here. So yeah, Brunson just kind of comes down, takes out Cox and Costello. Looks like Bundren was in there, Joe Knockel as well, and that's tough. Man. Man, look at that Costello, he's just blown up. Anyways, back live here. We're going to try to see if we can pull. There we go. There's Bo Krebs on pit road. And I believe Aaron Giffen, yeah, he's still the leader here. He's got a little bit of damage, I believe, but... And let's pull up the pit road camera here. Take a look here, see who goes down to pit road, who doesn't. It looks like only a few trucks are out there right now. Looks like Giffen, Duran, Marsden, and Cardwell stay out here. Davin Cardwell, he's won a couple of our dirt late model races over there in the Makoni Setup Shop Dirt Late Model Tour that runs on Tuesday nights. And Cardwell is a pro world champ on dirt, at least he was last time I checked. So we have a pro driver in the race. He's just a pro dirt driver. Nevertheless, a great accomplishment on his part. We're glad to have Davin with us here in WORC as these guys come off of pit road. And I guess while we're under caution, I'll say it. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight. He's an admin of WORC, and he is one of the Ironmen here of the series entirely. Today is Henry Klappert's birthday, so if you know Henry, make sure you give him a nice happy birthday. I was hoping he'd be here, man. He's really good at these play tracks, and unfortunately, Henry had to skip out tonight, but for the moment here, it looks like Cardwell 4th, Burgy 5th, Pena 6th, Ramstead 7th as these guys come barreling off of pit road. Frimpong, Benjamin A. White, and Blake Kennedy might round out the field. There's Sean Giroux, he's getting his lap back. So yeah, Blake Kennedy will round out the top 10. And, well, looking through your playoff drivers here, I guess I'll check them all out from the beginning. Chase Marsden, currently the first playoff driver. He is lined up P3 here today. And then our next playoff driver is Joe Burgy in 5th. Then we have Clayton Ramstead 7th. Blake Kennedy 10th. Christian Visconti 13th. Looking for the next playoff driver here. Give me a second. I believe Jay Mulder is the next one here. Yeah, Jay Mulder back in 20th. So there's kind of a big split. Oh, I missed one actually. Paul Granata at 17th. So, I mean, there's still kind of a decent split. Goes from 13th to 17th to wherever Jay is. He's fallen back a little bit. He's 23rd now. So Garrett A. White, he's got quite a bit of damage, and he might have to have a big night next week at Nashville, as unfortunately for him, he is not quite having the playoff race he was hoping for. But the main focus right now is on our leader, Aaron Giffen. That man in the 29, he is doing an excellent job up there, just holding on, sticking to his position, and just doing what he can to keep leading this thing here in that 29. Yeah, some drivers exit pit road. 29 paces by, and I believe pace car lights will go off this time, and we should have another single file restart. Yep, pace car lights are out. Oh, it's doubling them up. All right, we will double it up for this one. Honestly, I thought we made it the same amount of time as we did last time. So yeah, we're gonna double it up here, and through turns 1 and 2 we go. As Aaron Giffen and Austin Duran will be the front row here. Chase Marsden, Davin Cardwell, row 2. Like I mentioned, Marsden a playoff driver. Cardwell, he's ran some dirt races with us. Nick Pena running out the top 5. He won a GTE race in the Keystone Corner Sports Car Championship season. Austin Duran and Aaron Giffen, obviously, they've been here in WORC. They've each made a handful of starts. Aaron, however, this is probably the most prominent he's ran so far, and honestly, I would probably say the same for Duran. Duran's had some top 10 runs. Honestly, Giffen has too, but to run up front here today and Giffen to get the pole was very huge for him in that 29. So, all in all, we'll see what happens here. Is the field is not really lined up back here. I believe since everyone pit coming to the one to go, that we might not be double file. So it looks maybe like only the top 8 are doubled up. Top 8? No, top 10. Yeah, pretty much the top 10 are the only ones doubled up. Everyone 11th on back appears to just be chilling, and they're actually going to go behind lapped cars. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Probably wasn't the smartest decision to do what they did to try to stay back here, because it looks like Bo Krebs and Bradley Wilson are going to split Mark Frempong from John Mulder. So back up front, though, when the pace car pulls off, this will be interesting to see. How does Aaron Giffen time this restart? Does he get a jump and get Austin Duran in line, or does he wait till the green comes out? Does he try to make Austin Duran jump it a little bit? Who knows? As it looks like Davin Cardwell, he backs off to the back bumper of the truck behind him, and that's Nick Pena, as 2x2 through the tri-oval before we come back to the green. Looks like Clayton Ramsden may have some internet issues here. There's a truck back here who's jumped out of line. That appears to be Ethan Harrison. He has some front-end damage. As the green flag flies, and off we go. I'm interested to see back here what happens with these lapped trucks, as there's Garrett A. White. He is back in 13th, so he's on track, actually. And for the most part here, these guys kind of separate themselves a little bit. Quite a few packs forming up. But up front, Aaron Giffen and Austin Duran are still 2x2, as Davin Cardwell has the bumper to the 45. Marsden has the bumper to the 29. And there's a truck who pulls out of line back there. I believe that was John Mulder, who may have dropped out of line here for the moment. Looks like he dropped behind just a couple trucks, as Duran is getting a really good push from the top side here, and he might be able to take the lead away from Aaron Giffen. Never mind, Duran kind of gets checked up. His work is going to come out to the outside. His help, excuse me, is going to go to the outside. That's Davin Cardwell. Looks like Cardwell got kind of flushed out of line, and that will lead Aaron Giffen on the inside with a bumper from Chase Marsden. That's going to put those guys 1-2. Joe Burgy trying to make a move, and here's Clayton Ramstead as well. We've got a bundle of playoff drivers right behind Aaron Giffen, as Joe Burgy trying to make his move through the field. And being up front, I'm not sure if that's the smartest decision, especially just 12 laps into here, but these 3 playoff drivers seem to think it's an okay decision here as long as they can hold their own. And the two 3D Printway teammates, they roll the inside right here. And they're trying to push Aaron Giffen, but right now Austin Duran seems like he's a little bit better help for Burgy than Marsden is for Giffen, and Giffen almost gets loose right there. Gets a little too hard of a push, and Joe Burgy will come down and clear for the lead here. Duran, he's got guys going to his outside. I'm not sure if he knows that. Duran is getting split 3 wide, and those guys don't seem like they want to work with Duran here, as they're 3x3. Aaron Giffen, he backs out of line. Thought he was spinning for a moment here. That's going to separate everyone. Here comes Mark Frimpong right behind Joe Burgy. 3 wide for the lead. Burgy gets the apron a little bit. They're checking up hard. Austin Duran is going to lead that lap. He's got help from Benjamin A. White as they go up the middle here. And White now, he has help from Cardwell, as Cardwell is going to go to the top side for a moment here. He's going to pull back in line, though, right behind Benjamin A. White, and Chase Marsden's going to move up behind Cardwell here as they try to get the outside going. Clayton Ramsted's going to follow Marsden, his teammate, as they go to the top. They're trying to form a third lane. It's not quite going to work out, though. And Austin Duran is going to lead here for the moment. A little bit of chaos there, people stacking up, but glad they could keep it going here. Keep everything straight, and right now these guys putting on a good race here is Burgy all over the bumper of Duran. Looks like Marsden and Ramsted, they're trying to pull up to the top side here. Not sure if they're trying to back off or if they're just trying to start their own line. Looks like Joe Burgy's getting a little dicey up here, though. He's kind of swerving in and out of line, and Benjamin A. White trying to lead the middle line there, but Davin Cardwell, he's just not quite giving him the push that Benjamin's looking for. And here comes Marsden now on the outside with Ramsted. Look at the run that those two have built up in the 23 and the 20 machines. Those guys are bumper to bumper here, and they're trying. They're working on the wall. Davin Cardwell sees it. He says, hey, I'm going to the top side here too. 3 wide up here. Looks like Joe Burgy backs out as Mark Frimpong goes to the middle with Benjamin A. White, and we are 3 by 3, about 2 rows deep here. Some guys just backing off a little bit. Benjamin A. White, he's going to come down clear to the inside. Here comes Davin Cardwell on the outside. He's going to come down in front of Frimpong. I'm not quite sure if that's the move he wanted to make. Looks like Aaron Giffen jumps in line right here inside of Frimpong. He's trying to get the run too. And it looks like Davin Cardwell, Mark Frimpong might be left out to dry as the inside line pulls together here. And they're going to have a huge run as the 4 of Benjamin A. White is going to come around, and he's going to lead his first laps of tonight. Actually, he may have led the last lap. I'm not 100% positive, but Nick Pena up to P3. Aaron Giffen now, he's making a move to the outside here. He's trying to get something done in that 29 machine to get back up to the front. Joe Burgy on the inside, though. Looks like the outside just isn't quite formed up at this time. Davin Cardwell jumps in, jumps back out, and he's going to try to push Aaron Giffen here with Marsden and Ramsted in tow. The inside line just seems so formed up right now, and it's getting even more help as John Mulder and Blake Kennedy now suck up to the this lead pack here. Kennedy trying to hang on. Garrett A. White with Paul Granata as well. 3 playoff drivers all trying to march their way forward. Looks like Christian Visconti's in this pack as well. So is Jay Mulder and Gino Mero. All of the playoff drivers right here up front. But Benjamin A. White still leading this one here as Aaron Giffen on the top side. He's trying to make something work up there. He's got help from Cardwell and Marsden and Ramsted. It's just a matter of how well of a run they can get. How well can they side draft? Marsden, he goes back to the way top side. Giffen's got the inside line cleared here. It's just a matter of if he stays with Cardwell. It was clear for just a moment, and he slides up a little bit. Gets moved out of line ever so slightly. Just a little bit of miscommunication there potentially between Cardwell and Giffen. Luckily, Cardwell backed off a little bit. Giffen was able to track it up the racetrack, and everything is good. Unfortunately for Cardwell, he's getting trained right there as the inside line is going to fly right on by, and Cardwell is going to have to fit himself in line between John Mulder and Joe Burgy as Giffen, Marsden, and Ramsted stay up top, and now Cardwell moves up top as Marsden moves down low. Cardwell moves back to the bottom, and Aaron Giffen's kind of getting left out to dry, but here's his teammate. This is something we could see here. Giffen has his teammate Blake Kennedy right here, and Garrett A. White and Paul Granata are pretty close friends with Kennedy and Giffen and Visconti. And obviously Visconti, Giffen, and Kennedy are all teammates at Outlaw Racing, so that could be something interesting to look out for, see if those guys pull themselves into a train and get by everyone. As at the moment, Benjamin A. White leads on the inside. Davin Cardwell and Chase Marsden still working to get something going on the top side. Benjamin A. White throws a block. That was a little too late. He's in the sucker hole now in the middle, as Cardwell and Duran are going to split Benjamin A. White here. White's got some help from Frimpong. Cardwell comes down in front of White. It's not quite going to work out, though. White's going to go to the inside, and Cardwell is going to get left out to dry again. I feel bad. The 23 and that 19 truck of Cardwell, they've been trying to get something together here, and they just keep getting ditched, man. I feel kind of bad for them, but obviously there's a long time left in this race, and these guys are still fighting for it, though, as Benjamin A. White goes to the middle with a push from Mark Frimpong. Looks like Joe Burgy is going to tag them. Benjamin A. White will take the lead here as Frimpong and Burgy get bumper to bumper in line. Cardwell will try to suck up to them and try to get the outside working potentially as Benjamin A. White comes up and throws a block on Frimpong. Oh, they stack up. Benjamin A. White gets loose. What a save by the 4 truck in front of the pack. That will check him up a little bit, though, on the outside line, and he got some phantom left rear damage. That was kind of weird. And up the middle, here comes Nick Pena. He's got a run. Looks like he might not take it, though, for the moment, as Cardwell rolls third behind Pena and Duran. Cardwell's going to pull up off exit of the corner. Looks like Burgy's not going to go with him, though, as Cardwell, he's trying to just get something done on that top side. He's really trying to make it work. Here comes everyone as lap truck Ethan Harrison is on the bottom here. And Ethan Harrison, he's just trying to get out of the way of everyone. And I believe that'll be the first time that 00 goes a lap down. It is. So Ethan Harrison, he might be able to get a lucky dog if we catch a yellow here. But at the moment, it's not looking too good for him, as back here looks like Giffen has gotten the back of Blake Kennedy, as Garrett White has lost some pace to those guys. He's getting a push from Paul Granata, and I'm not sure if that's because of the front end damage of White, or maybe something happened where Granata kind of backed it off a little bit. Christian Visconti, he's kind of put himself on an island between the two packs of Granata and White, and then Mulder and Marrow. Of course, Mulder and Marrow are teammates, and they've got more of their teammates right behind them, because Jarek Hernandez and Seth Warren are also Fry Designs teammates, and they've got themselves, so is Sky McGurk actually. They have a Fry Designs train going. Look at all those Toyota Tundras wrapping the apron here at the moment, as those guys are trying to get something done, while team owner Nick Pena is up here in P3. He moves Austin Duran up the track a little bit. Duran's going to get turned in front of the field.
Yellow flag.
There's Austin Duran. He got turned by Pena, I believe. And we're going to pull up the WORC replay here and try to see what happened there. So here's the replay. Looks like there was a little bit of contact from Cardwell to Burgy. Oh, looks like Duran got a little too hard of a push by Pena. Mulder kind of runs him through. Oh, Aaron Giffen. Unfortunate. Giffen gets tagged pretty good in that wreck. And unfortunately, that might be on the 52. I want to go back, though, and take a look at what happened after between, looked like John Mulder may have hit him as well, as we'll go look at the WORC replay here. So Mulder gets hacked into by Ramstead, or excuse me, by Marsden. Marsden is a playoff driver, so that's pretty huge. Looks like Mulder was trying to check up. Marsden didn't check up in time, and that puts some damage to the 23. Man, that, or the 023, excuse me. Man, that was just kind of a push gone wrong on Pena's part, and unfortunately it turned Duran. And yeah, these guys will bunch it up here. Chase Marsden. I mean, Garrett White, he has front end damage too, and he doesn't seem like he's too off. So let me go look at Aaron Giffen, see if we can find him. Giffen may have blown up, man. That is unfortunate, dude. I feel so bad for him if he did blow up. It looks like he's trying to get it down to pit road. That's kind of upsetting. I liked seeing Giffen up front. He was very competitive. And looks like Joe Burgy will lead everyone to pit road as he was declared the leader. And up front looks like, we'll see who comes out of pit road first here. As everyone should be coming down for fuel. I believe this is kind of the first fuel stop, as not really anybody stayed out. So yeah, Burgy will lead him off of pit road. Looks like Clayton Ramstead will come off second here. He may have just taken fuel, as I see some guys like Clayton, or excuse me, Garrett White, they take tires. There's Blake Kennedy, Christian Visconti, they're coming off of pit road. So looks like everyone is heading off now. They'll get it back together here, and it looks like Kennedy and Visconti are third and fourth now. So I don't know if that's part of their plan. They started towards the back. I don't actually know if either of them qualified. But yet somehow here they are running up towards the front here. They're going to be that second row on this restart, with the first row being two other playoff drivers, Joe Burgy and Clayton Ramstead. So that's pretty interesting to see that 20 up there in P2. He watched his teammate kind of plow the rear end of John Mulder. And speaking of his teammate, let's go take a look here, see where Chase Marsden is. There he is on pit road. He's got quite a bit of damage. Looks like the Fry Designs guys are chilling on pit road a little bit here. So it was Mulder and Marrow. So far, of the playoff guys, looks like Davin Cardwell's out of this race here. That's, I didn't see what happened to Cardwell. I honestly thought he was fine. He may have gotten tagged in that one. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. Looks like we've got a playoff top 5 though. Burgy to Garrett White here, P5, Frimpong 6th, Benjamin A. White 7th, Paul Granata 8th, Chris Brown 9th. I haven't seen too much of that one truck yet. And Dominic Purvite, he's running P10 here. Dominic, he's only made a handful of starts prior to this. So glad to have Dominic here. So early on, I mean, there was quite a bit of, I'm not even 100% sure how to put it, but looks like Joe Burgy came down to pit, so he wants to go to the back, and these guys might kind of single file out. Sean Giroux and Timmy Spats and Bo Krebs, what in the world happened here? Looks like everyone kind of came back to pit except for Clayton Ramstead, and now Timmy Spats is P2, Sean Giroux P3, Pina's back up to 4th after causing the wreck with Duran. Krebs is lined up 5th, and Burry's back to 6th. And, well, this is shaping up to be an interesting finish here, as there's only 23 minutes left of this race. So if these guys don't get a green flag, we might not make it all 50 laps, which could very well be interesting here. So, well, Clayton Ramstead will line us up here, and I'm a little confused. What is the lineup here? I believe since everyone came to pit road right before they came to green, everyone's kind of single filed out. This is interesting. I believe Timmy Spats and Sean Giroux are the only two side by side. Oh, here comes Chase Marsden. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with Marsden. I believe Marsden's actually lapped down. May have stayed on pit road to get his service done. Oh, Marsden's in line? Marsden is 5th.
Green flag, green flag.
Marsden is up here. Oh, Timmy Spats does not go. I am very, very confused here. Ethan Harrison's in the top 5. Here comes Mark Frimpong. I don't think I've ever been this confused on a restart before. I'm not sure if these guys just didn't get doubled up or what the scenario was there, but they're going now, so everything is fine, I think. As back here, 3 wide, it looks like Christian Visconti. He was slicing and dicing for a moment there with some help from Glenn Bundren. Looks like Garrett A. White and Paul Granata in line with those guys. And up front, looks like Mark Frimpong and Joe Burgy are going to be side by side here. Is Clayton Ramstead. He's kind of slow. Not sure if he just lost some pace because he didn't quite have anybody behind him or what, but man, anyways, Um, they're going to single file it out up here. Looks like they're all trying to just calm down for the moment. And that's going to come to the benefit of some of these playoff guys. As top 6, we've got Burgy, Ramstead, and Visconti up here all single filed out. Actually, looks like Benjamin A. White. Oh, Mark Frimpong, he's having some network issues here. He's going to pull out of line. A very smart decision of Frimpong to pull out of line there, as yeah, he had some network issues there. Hopefully those get taken care of and he can come back. Garrett A. White and Paul Granata, they go to the top side there, and there's Mark Frimpong. He comes back in. Very smart move of Frimpong there to get out of line. I kind of appreciate that from, well, a broadcaster and a league owner standpoint, because obviously that could have created some problems, and Frimpong, a very mature decision to just pull out of line. Good thing is it's Talladega, so I mean, pulling out a line here, I mean, you just catch the end of the pack and you're good. And as you see Austin Durant slow off of pit road. Looks like Benjamin A. White, he's got Joe Burgy all over his rear bumper there. As Burgy, he's kind of in a new scheme, not ever seen Burgy in this car, or this truck, excuse me. Very plain truck. He normally runs that Sonic truck, or the past few weeks he's been running that black 83 truck, I think it is. So he's got a whole different look here. It's almost like a Darlington throwback type look. I kind of like it. As Garrett A. White and Paul Granata, they have kind of worked their way up there on that top side. I thought Garrett A. White would surely be down some RPMs at that front end damage, but Paul Granata, he's been working with Garrett A. White through most of this race, and it's kind of been working out because Paul Granata, he is pushing Garrett A. White. They're the only two on the top side, and yet somehow they've gotten up towards the top 5. They might lose some ground here because it seems like there's not a single person on the top side at all, but yeah, Paul Granata, he's going to dip in the line real quick here, and looks like he's going to let Garrett A. White in as well, so they ultimately they're able to work their way up there. That's pretty good. Dominic Pervite, he's up to P9 as Blake Kennedy, Christian Visconti get together here, 10th and 11th. Behind them, Jay Mulder and Gino Mero, and the rest of the Fry Designs crew. 17th, Joe Tardif. Looks like Chris Brown and Sean Giroux and Timmy Spatz. Spatz is a little bit further back here, but looks like Chris Brown and Sean Giroux in danger of actually losing that pack, as Chris may have been trying to tag the back of those guys, and maybe there's some damage there. But up front, single filed out for now, as these guys just try to get a clean race going here. And these guys just trying to work their way around here. Just past halfway. We'll get a mid-race update here. 23 laps left in this one. We've had only 3 yellows, 7 caution laps, 8 lead changes here, as unfortunately John Mulder, he's about to go a lap down. He had a strong run early on, and Joe Burgy goes to the apron for a moment. Not sure what Joe was doing. As through the field, there's John Mulder. He's kind of getting lapped right there. Sun waves goodbye to Dad, unfortunately. Man, looks like back here, Seth Warren, he kind of was dragging back a little bit, or maybe Joe Tardif was dragging back to Chris Brown. As Joe Tardif is teammates with Dominic Verveit, they're actually cousins. And they're both in those Ally number 2, well, Tardif's in the 2, Verveit's in the 07, but they're both in those Ally trucks. And looks like Chris Brown will try to get up to Tardif here and push him back to the pack, because they kind of lost it there. And Warren's even starting to lose the pack too. McGurk and Hernandez, they're in the base iRacing schemes here. Everyone's single filed out for now. I'm not sure what happened to Giroux and Spatz, is they're kind of slow. There's Spatz, he's working with Krebs here, coming off the back. Ethan Harrison, he's had a lot of damage. We saw him go a lap down on pace. And Chase Marsden, man, he has a lot of damage from getting in the rear end of John Mulder, and he was strong. He qualified 3rd, was up there the whole time. And Marsden, he's kind of the next guy in line to get lapped. And so he's kind of hoping that if he gets lapped, there's a yellow, because Ethan Harrison is also way off the pace here in that 00. Back up front, though, Benjamin A. White still leads a single file train, as these guys have decided to calm down for now. They've limited the field down a little bit here, and they're all just trying to work together here to make sure everything is, well, to make sure they can make it to the end, I guess. 21 laps left in this race, and man, looks like Hernandez is kind of losing Mero, and look at this. I was talking about how they lost the pack. Well, I'm not sure what happened to Joe Tardif, but Chris Brown kind of just said, see you later. And he pulled up. He's somehow next to the 81. I don't know how he managed to leapfrog Tardif and get up here, but Chris Brown is on the top side and he's side drafting everyone. I'm not sure if they're lifting or what, but look at Chris Brown. How is he doing this? He's getting a run all by himself on the top side. He is passing trucks by himself on the top side. This is kind of entertaining. Chris Brown is working his way through the field doing this. I'm not sure if that's how much everyone is checking up or what. But Chris Brown, what a run on the top side for him. He's passed about half the field, and he can get himself in line right here if he wants to. And he will. What a run for Brown. He just went from 18th to 12th. And Christian Visconti, he jumps high. I'm not sure. He probably just doesn't want to be in line right now. I'd be a little bit weary, though, if I'm that 80, because he probably does not know what Chris Brown just had to do to get by everyone. And you don't want to lift too much and lose the draft. And there's not really anybody behind Visconti that can pick him up. So once he gets behind Warren, he's going to kind of be screwed. I don't know if I'd run the top side either because I'm not 100% sure about the fuel run, but I believe it's about 25-30 laps here. So these guys may have to pit again for fuel. So as Visconti jumps to the top side here, he'll get back in line. And he's going to go back to 17th. As up front, they're kind of testing the waters a little bit. Burgy and Pena kind of moved up for a moment. Frimpong is up there at 5th. I know Frimpong is a very aggressive driver. He is definitely going to be a guy to watch out for making a move. Garrett White and Paul Granata, we saw them go all the way up to 6th and 7th just by rolling the top side. Just as Chris Brown passed about half the field right there rolling the top side. So this is definitely shaping up to be a chaotic finish if these guys keep it this way towards the end because, I mean, all these guys single file, they're going to get impatient. I mean, they're race car drivers, well, virtual race car drivers, but they're going to get impatient. They're not going to want to just sit here in line. Some of these guys are lifting, they're kind of separating into their own packs. Soon these guys, once they get separated in their own packs, they're going to start pushing a little bit more. Hey, we got to try to stay with the guys in front of us, and then soon they'll get those runs. They'll go, oh, we got to move to the top, and obviously right now Joe Burgy, he's all over the rear bumper of the 4, Benjamin A. White. He's getting antsy. And Benjamin A. White pulls to the top side. Benjamin says, all right. Oh! I pull to the top side because there's Ethan Harrison getting lapped. And that's going to shake up the field quite a bit here as Harrison just, he's going to ride the bottom there, make everyone go around him on the top side. And that's really going to shake things up here for these lead lap trucks because everyone is trying to just stay together here. And some of these guys are, oh, Bo Krebs. Oh, Krebs may have ran out of fuel. He is slow on pit road, and he's got a clean truck. I believe Bo Krebs has run out of fuel. And, well, I'm not 100% sure what the concern is there, but Krebs, he'd only pit once so far this race. So some of these guys have 4 pit stops, such as Benjamin A. White and Joe Burgy. Krebs, he's getting service now for the first time. So Krebs went 34 laps on fuel. I think he was not paying attention to the fuel gauge. I know Krebs, he's generally a dirt driver, so he probably honestly just didn't notice that he was running out of fuel. It's not really something they think about on the dirt side of things, having to check the fuel gauge. As some of these packs starting to form, and Dominic Previte, he runs a little high there. And wow, Christian Visconti, he got back up to 11th. Visconti fell back to about 17th for a lap, 2 laps, and then he said, all right, I'm bored back here. And went all the way back up to his teammate Blake Kennedy. As Dominic Previte, I'm not sure if he's going full throttle, to be honest. He's kind of losing this pack here, this top 8, as all these guys up here are formed up pretty good. And yeah, Previte, he's losing ground. Honestly, if I'm Blake Kennedy, I'm seeing this, and I'm trying to get around Previte. I'm getting my teammate Visconti with me. I'm saying, hey, let's hook up, let's get by Previte, because this is not working. Looks like Previte's catching the field now, so maybe, I don't know what that was, but Chris Brown now, he's dropped off of Visconti quite a bit, and I'm not sure if he's saving here, but he's leading the pack where everyone's a Fry Designs truck except for him and the guy at the rear of it, Joe Tardif. As the top 18 are the guys set up to pass this one here. And up front, Joe Burgy, he moves to the top for a moment here. I'm not sure if he had to just pull out, check his temperatures, make sure he cools that truck down or what. But this is a game of patience right now. These guys, some of these guys are having a harder time holding their lines. They're getting antsy. They're getting anxious. They want to make those moves. They want to go 2 by 2. They know what they have to do. They just don't know if they have the strength to do it. And man, Paul Granata right there. I know he's one of the guys. He's a very antsy guy. I know Paul pretty personally, and he likes to try to get himself to the front, but he is smart when he needs to be, and he's in playoff contention right now. He's one of those playoff drivers we talked about all race, as you can see by the blue banner on his windshield. So, I mean, Paul, he's right behind another playoff driver, Garrett White, and that 04, he knows he's going to have to try to make a move at the end of this race, but at the same time, when you're in playoff position and you're a guy like Paul Granata or Garrett White, do you want to make those moves to the front, or do you just want to try to put up a finish? If you're second or third, Joe Burgy and Clayton Ramstead, you know those guys behind you, Nick Pena, Mark Frimpong, they're not racing for anything but a win. The guy in front of you isn't racing for anything but a win. That's Benjamin A. White. So, I mean, those guys who are racing for wins, they're going to make those moves. And obviously, Burgy and Ramstead, when it comes down to it, at the end of this race, if they see that checkered flag is very capably in sight, those guys are not going to want to just sit back and save their playoff positions. They're not going to be thinking about that. They're going to be thinking, I can win this race, and then they're going to go try to win this race. And that's the big thing that I see happening here. As look at this, the train of Friday Designs trucks has moved to the top side, and Jay Mulder and Gino Mero, 2 playoff drivers leading it here, they're going to the front. Oh my gosh, the Friday Designs guys just went all the way up there, and they're going to drag Nick Pena, the team owner, along with them. What a move by these guys, as they have just flown by all those guys on the inside. I'm not sure if they were saving fuel or what, but we're on a run for these guys as they just put their 2 playoff drivers, Jay Mulder and Gino Mero, top of the boards 1-2 here. And, well, Benjamin A. White, he's probably looking at this like, okay, that was interesting, and he's going to the top side now. Now they're starting to get aggressive here because Joe Burgy and Clayton Ramstead, they just went from being the top 2 playoff drivers to being 3rd and 4th. And obviously, if they go up to the front here, that's going to make it easier, and that's exactly what they do. Burgy and Ramstead go up to the top here with Benjamin A. White, as everyone right now is chasing Jay Mulder here. As Mulder, he is the defending champion here in the JB Designs Truck Series. He won the Season 1 championship. However, Jay did that without a win all season. Jay still does not have a WORC win, and if he gets it here at Talladega, sure, some people might be like, oh, you won at Talladega, who cares? But this win for Jay Mulder would be huge, and although Benjamin A. White clears him here for the moment, I honestly believe that Jay is going to just get in line, and man, he's gonna be pushing hard here. Joe Burgy to the outside. He's got help from Ramstead, and they've got help from Frimpong as well, and they're going to slingshot by. Does Burgy ditch Ramstead? Yes, he does. Ramstead, he kind of pinches down a little bit, and I don't know if Ramstead's going to quite have the run that he had with Frimpong. Man, there's Joe Burgy. He's leading this one, and Joe, he's been up front at all 3 Superspeedway races so far. The other 2 being Daytona and iRacing Superspeedway. Unfortunately, Burgy kind of makes a bad block. He has to go back to the bottom there. It actually turns out to be a good block there. He almost got himself split 3 wide. He got down in front of Jay Mulder, though. And now Clayton Ramstead, he's got 3 playoff drivers on the inside right there. Clayton's kind of stuck on the top right now. Maybe not. Joe Burgy moves to the top side. He has to block Benjamin's run. And Burgy, he's going to get kind of held up right there on the top side. Jay Mulder is going to go to the inside here. He's going to take the lead back here with 10 laps to go in this one. And this is shaping up to be exciting here, as that outside line is only 4 trucks, but they are working really hard. And a little bit further through this pack here, looks like Garrett A. White and Paul Granata have dropped back a little bit. Glenn Bundren, Dominic Previte, Blake Kennedy, Christian Visconti, Chris Brown, Joe Tardif. Those guys are back there. Timmy Spatz is way back here. He's probably about to go. Oh, they're wrecking. Joe Burgy's around. That's playoff implications. Jay Mulder's around. Jay Mulder and Joe Burgy are around, and that will bring out another caution here. Oh my gosh. I have absolutely no idea what happened. Let's take a look here. Mulder and Burgy were going at it, 2 playoff drivers. Oh, Joe throws a bad block. And he gets turned around. Heavy front end damage to the 83. And Jay Mulder's in it as well. Man, I'm going to pull up the replay real quick. I'm going to try to see if I can get a look at what happened to Mulder. I also have to tell the admins about the caution here. Alright, let's take a look here. So we're looking at Jay Mulder. He is the 51 truck. Let's see here if I can pull it up here for just a moment. You're going to see that WORC replay screen on your TVs, your screens, your phone screens, tablet screens, whatever you're watching this on. As right here, we're back here live. And Jay, he just gets clipped. Oh, he tries to save it. Clayton Ramstead, wow, he gets close. Paul Granata shoots through the gap. Garrett A. White. Looks like Visconti's back there. Blake Kennedy on the inside. Looks like he didn't get involved. So that is huge. That takes out quite a few playoff drivers. And, man, some of those guys squeaked through it, including Jay's teammate, who unfortunately just watched his other teammates' championship hopes kind of go down in flames, depending on what happens at Nashville. So everyone comes down to pit road as fuel concerns are probably going to be out the window here, as several drivers, the 54, he had a lot of damage there. Jay Mulder, he's got quite a bit of damage. He's going to have to wheel that thing in there. And Garrett A. White, he had that damage early on. He was involved in the first two incidents, and he's gotten through it pretty easily here. And he's put himself in a decent position to put himself as a Final Four driver here, as these guys just take fuel only here, and two Fry Designs trucks will come out 1-2. Looks like Nick Pena fourth, and we got 3 wide coming out of pit road. Jeez. Time for a mid-race update here. We're going to have 8 laps to go, probably like 6 or 7 when we go back green, but we've had 4 yellows in this one, 8 caution laps, 11 lead changes here, as some of these guys coming off of pit road still. But Gino Mero will lead us off, Seth Warren second, Glenn Bundren P3, Nick Pena fourth, so 3 of the top 4, Fry Designs guys. 5th place, Clayton Ramstead, who narrowly avoided that one. He narrowly avoided the incident earlier, man, with Chase Marsden as well. So Clayton's had some near misses today, and he's putting himself in a good playoff position as well. Blake Kennedy, he's 6th. He avoided that wreck going to the bottom there. Garrett A. White, 7th. Christian Visconti, 8th. And so we've got some playoff drivers with clean trucks here. Paul Granata, I believe, is actually the last one, as man, Jay Mulder, Joe Burgy, they're pretty dead in this one, and that'll hurt him. Chase Marsden as well. In fact, Marsden is actually probably going to have to capitalize on this if Mulder and Burgy blow up, because Marsden was kind of dead in the water too there for a moment. So that's 3 of your playoff drivers who've been involved in incidents today, and that's beneficial for Gino Mero, who is technically last in points heading into this one. Well, now he's leading the race, and he's got 2 teammates with him, and they're going to be very hard to get by. You know, they're trying to get Gino Mero this win. They're really trying to help him here in the playoffs, and this is a good chance to help your teammate get the win. Clayton Ramstead P5 though, he's been aggressive. He'll know how to win. Blake Kennedy, he won at iRacing Superspeedway, and he was in the top 5 at Daytona there at the end. He almost even won Daytona as well. He's a very strong Superspeedway racer. Garrett A. White, he was also up there at Daytona. Christian Visconti, he was leading in turn 3 at iRacing Superspeedway, and unfortunately he got turned because of an incident that, well, Paul Granata, he kind of got in the back of a truck and kind of started the chaos. But Granata, he won Daytona to start the season, and as I just mentioned, he kind of was part of that chaos there at the end of iRacing Superspeedway. He was up front there, so we have some strong Superspeedway racers who are involved here in the playoffs, and Gino Mero, he's got a hard test in front of him. He's going to have to hope his teammates are good at blocking, because I really don't think that Blake and Christian are going to stand back. They're 2 teammates. They're going to help each other. They're going to work together. Clayton, he can be aggressive. Garrett A. White and Paul Granata, they're going to be very aggressive as well. And ultimately, when it comes down to the white flag, that is your teammate. He's in a playoff position. But do team orders really matter, or do you want to try to win this thing for yourself? I mean, you have a chance to win right here, right in front of you. And I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of a benefit to winning in a league that's broadcasted. So all these guys really pushing here as the pace car lights are out. They're 2 by 2, and I'm going to pull up that mid-race update here because we have 7 laps to go. So as I said. You know, a little self-credit. We're going to go green with about 6 laps to go. And, whew, I'm shaping up for an entertaining finish. There might be another yellow, folks. We have 2 green-white checkers, but, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be intense. This is going to be a little bit of everything here. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I can't really make a pick to win here because, I mean, who's there to pick? There's everyone to pick at the same time. Everyone here has an equal chance. I mean, pretty much the top 15 don't have damage here. So, I mean, all the way back to Chris Brown. He could win from 15th. And I saw actually a post on, I believe it was Facebook earlier today, of Dale Earnhardt Sr. in the last 2-3 laps at Talladega. Went from like 17th to the win for his final win in the NASCAR Cup Series. And I looked at that video. That was earlier today before this race, and I was like, man, you know, that could happen here. Chris Brown, he could be Dale Sr. here, go from tail end of this lead pack here all the way up to the front to win. And I mean, there are plenty of opportunities for these guys here as they'll get 2x2. We'll see if Gino plays any restart games to try to get matched up with his teammates here, but we'll see if Glenn Bundren allows those restart games to be played, and he does. Glenn Bundren does not get going. What a terrible restart for that 878. And they just got the 3 teammates together, and this is not good news for these guys back here. Blake Kennedy on the top side, he's all by himself. He's trying to get something going here, and he might have to try to force himself in line. He'll have to see if maybe Garrett A. White lets him in here. He's got a little bit of a run. Here comes Blake's teammate, Christian Visconti. I talked about it. Those teammates, they're going to work together here to try to get up to the front. And everyone is going to have to try to get by the Fry Designs guys as Dominic Provite goes around. He's in the inside wall. Oh, he's going to tail slap it a little bit. What a save by the 07. No caution. And up front, Blake Kennedy and Christian Visconti, they are bumper to bumper. As they're the only 2 guys on the top side. They're trying to get something done here. And those 2 teammates are going to have to work together hard here. They're going to have to hope somebody pulls in line with them. They're going to need Chris Brown to catch them. They're going to need Mark Frimpong to pull up in line potentially here. As we'll look at the run that Blake Kennedy has here, as they've got 5 laps to go here at Talladega. Blake Kennedy, he won the last Superspeedway race, and like I said, Visconti was leading that one in turn 3. So maybe a little flip-flop here. Blake gets wrecked in turn 3. Christian wins. Who knows? Anything can happen here at Talladega as Garrett A. White goes around. Garrett A. White spinning to the inside wall. He's got heavy damage. No caution because it's off the racetrack here. That's another playoff driver who's had an incident here. And Blake Kennedy side by side with Gino Mero up front here. 4 laps to go this time by. And Christian Visconti pushing really hard on his teammate's back bumper there in that 80. Seth Warren in the 81, he's pushing hard on his teammate's back bumper. It's interesting, actually. The 2 teammates on each row, the 71 and the 75, getting pushed by 2 guys with numbers in the 80s. I don't know. I think it's a little coincidental, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, Kennedy, he's going to lose some ground here, middle of the corner, but look at the exit they'll get off as Frimpong is all over Visconti's back bumper there. And Paul Granata now, he's making the move up towards the front as well. The outside line's starting to get stacked up. Christian Visconti is getting a little out of line. He's got to try to calm himself down a little bit as he's trying to push Kennedy. If Kennedy can clear Gino Mero, that would open up many, many doors, and he does. Kennedy gets clear of Mero, and they're starting to separate those Fry Designs teammates as now Outlaw Racing leads the front row here. This is going to be interesting. It went from Fry Designs dominance to Outlaw Racing dominance as some of their trucks have gotten wrecked out here early on. But Christian Visconti and Blake Kennedy now lead this race here with 3 laps to go. And Mark Frimpong is pushing hard on Visconti. Visconti might be able to clear Kennedy here. And he will... No, he can't clear him here. He moves up in front of Frimpong. Frimpong gets loose. That was a little costly there. Visconti, he didn't seem like he was very urgent to move down. That caused Kennedy to get right back to his inside, and Visconti tried to play it smart. Frimpong now, he's trying to get by Visconti. Visconti, if I'm him, I'm just giving it up. I'm saying, look, let me get trained at this point. I'd be frustrated if I was that 80 truck, but I know it's for the better, honestly, because I'll just have to work my way back up there. as at least my teammate in this point is leading here, as Blake Kennedy leads Gino Mero, but he's got 3 Fry Designs trucks behind him, and they're going to have to hope that the run that Frimpong and Granata can form on that top side is enough to put a stalemate to the Fry Designs guys getting by, because those guys have worked together great all race, and despite the fact that Mero and Hernandez are down, they are not out of this one. As Mark Frimpong now, here comes a run as he's getting a huge push from Paul Granata in the 04. I mentioned Granata, he won Daytona, and he's going to charge his way up to the front here late in this race with 2 laps to go. Anything can happen here as all bets are off. Chris Brown goes to the top side, Visconti goes to the top, Blake Kennedy, he's going to throw a block on Frimpong, he's going to come back down, and that 75 truck is working hard. He's going to get a little bit of a push from Mero. They're going to be 3 wide for a moment here. Kennedy has to get back on the track, and Frimpong might clear for the lead here. We'll see in 3 and 4. Frimpong, if he clears him late, he does. Frimpong will clear Blake Kennedy. Paul Granata on the outside now. Kennedy all over the back of Frimpong. Everyone wants to win here. Here comes Chris Brown. Here comes Christian Visconti. Everyone through the field. White flag this time by. All bets are off. All teammates are faded here because this is Talladega, and whoever crosses the line first gets a prestigious win. And if you're a playoff driver, this win means so much more to you. As Paul Granata on the outside here, he's working to try to get to the lead here. Chris Brown pushing him really hard here in that 1 truck. As the 1 to the back bumper, the 04. Visconti's in that line as well. I'm expecting a big wreck, and I'm expecting some playoff contenders involved. Frimpong, he can't fight as hard on the top side. Here comes Paul Granata to the front here. You're looking for a second win of the season. Granata will clear Frimpong down the back straightaway as they go into turns 3 and 4. Chris Brown on the outside. Oh, Joe Tardif on the outside. There's 3 lanes here. Timmy Spatz is caught up to Joe Tardif. Chris Brown and Christian Visconti, they're pushing each other. Frimpong's having netcode issues. Here they are, 3 by 3 coming off the corner. Mark Frimpong, they're 4 wide. 4 wide. Chris Brown's going to clear them here to take the lead. They're 3 by 3. Christian Visconti up the middle. Who's going to get it here? They're wrecking across the line, and Chris Brown's going to win at Talladega. Oh my goodness. What a crazy finish. And Chris Brown, I said it. I said he's 15th. He can get up there. He can win this race. That is exactly what he did. I mentioned it. Dale Sr. 17th to 1st. 17th, 18th, something like that. Well, Chris Brown 15th to 1st. He's going to get the win here at Talladega. His 2nd truck win of the season. Man, he got his 1st at Knoxville. He almost got his 1st back at Charlotte. He got the pole, led most of that race. Unfortunately, had a pit road issue. And Chris comes out here, and he's going to take the win here in a spinning finish. As Christian Visconti, he had the run. I believe whoever's on his outside, Joe Tardif, he had the run as well. They all came together, and wow, what a finish. I don't even know where like Blake Kennedy ended up in all that. He got 11th. Absolutely insane there at the end, as Chris Brown is going to burn it down. And man, Paul Granata, he fell back to 7th there too. So much happened right there. And Chris Brown, he's going to burn it down because everything that happened ended up in his favor, as he came home with a crazy win here in this one. As everyone wrecked at the line. And, well, congratulations to Chris here. We'll be back, folks. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be back with post-race interviews.
The field is rolling on the back straightaway.
Get ready. This is going to be tight. Out of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen. The All-American 400 is underway.
Gotta be careful. The bumps here can get you every time. Entering the corner, exiting the corner.
All right, everybody, welcome back here to WORC TV. As it's time for post-race interviews here, we are going to bring in our winner, Chris Brown. Chris, you're in the WORC TV booth. You got a copy, bud. Oh, Chris is back in the waiting room. Not sure. Try him again. Chris, you're in the WORC TV booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I gotcha. You got me?
Yeah. Well, Chris, what a crazy finish. I mentioned it on the broadcast. I saw a clip earlier today. Dale Sr.'s final win came at Talladega back in 2000. He went from 17th to 1st in the last few laps. I took a look at you on that last restart. You were kind of the last car on that lead lap who didn't have damage. I said 15th to 1st. Chris Brown, he might be the guy that gets it done. Sure enough, somehow you got it done. You went from 15th to 1st there at the end. What about this race do you think just made it so special for you to get up there from 15th to 1st to win it?
Hey, and I don't know, man. I haven't won too many of these plate races, so this one's pretty awesome to win one of these plate races. Finally, I've been trying for so long to win a plate race, and I was finally able to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy race. That's your second win of the season here. And I know in the Truck Series, you're just kind of here for wins. You're about to claim the championship over in the Dirt Late Model Tour on Tuesday night at Charlotte. So you've got a lot of things going for you here. Do you think that maybe this win gives you a little bit of motivation heading into Tuesday night?
Yeah, I think so. This is a completely different style of racing, though. But it's awesome to get a win. I was pretty excited to win this one. It looked like they were like 12 wide behind me. So glad to get out of that one because I thought I was done for there when everybody was ganging up on me.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, thank my wife for letting me race. Thank you guys for putting on this league and doing a good broadcast. Thank all these guys for an awesome race.
All right, man. Congratulations, Chris, on the win, and we'll see you Tuesday night as you look to claim a championship there in the McConey Setup Shop for Late Model Tour.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. That was Chris Brown who took the win in this one. And we're going to bring in P2, who was Gino Mero, who was leading most of that. Well, he was leading on that last restart here. Let's see if I can bring him in here. Gino. There we go. Gino, you're in the WORC TV booth. Do you have a copy, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Gino. Well, congratulations, man. You were leading on that last restart, and ultimately you didn't shuffle too far back as you end up P2, and you're the first finisher of all the playoff drivers. Your team, Fry Designs Racing, phenomenal strategy. I watched you guys all blow by on the top side there. Unfortunately, that caution came out, and Jay Mulder gets your teammate gets turned. What about that that run that you guys had, that teamwork? Do you think helped you in this race?
I mean, well, honestly, just we're a team and we're friends. Like, we're close friends, and that's how it just works all together. You know, Jarek, Jay, Mulder, Seth, and even Sky. Sky's going for it in GT series, which good luck to him. But yeah, we decided to just go for it, and you know, we made it work because everyone was fuel saving, and we were like doing the math and thinking that, you know, we can't really make it on just this amount of fuel, so we just full on sent it. And you know, I gave Jay a big shove, and you know, we got to the lead. I'm not sure what happened. I think someone got turned, and then it was like a domino effect, and I looked right, and then I just dipped down to the apron, and if it was real life, I probably would have blown it right front.
Well, fortunately for you, you didn't blow a right front, man, because you were able to come home here at P2. Heading into next week at Nashville, how comfortable do you feel about making the Final Four?
Honestly, with our Fry Designs, number 71, I think we can. It's a short track, and I'm not really best on short tracks. I'm pretty good on Bristol, New Hampshire, but that's a totally new track. I have never ran a race there, official or league. So, I mean, Jay is pretty much a short track goat, and he probably needs to teach me a thing or two about going around there. But we'll see. It's a short track, so anything can happen.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go tonight, Gino, do you have anybody you want to thank?
Just want to thank Fry Designs for sponsoring my truck for most of the season. He's a good friend to me, and he made that really nice truck, and he makes some pretty good paint schemes. And big thanks to everyone at FDR for, you know, working together instead of, you know, going kaputs everywhere, 3 wide, whatever. And it's unfortunate we got separated, but, big thanks to them and the team.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your P2 finish here. And man, all this momentum hopefully carries over for you as you look to make a Final Four appearance here in your first season. Congratulations, Gino, and we'll see you next week in Nashville.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. There it was Gino Mero, and we're gonna bring in P3, who almost had the race won on that last lap. Unfortunately for him, he got turned, coming to the line. Still ended up with a podium here, though. Christian Visconti, you're in the WORC TV booth, bud. Do you have a copy?
Hello.
All right, Christian. Well, you almost had that win there. Unfortunately, Talladega happened on the coming to the line. You still ended up the second best playoff driver, though, and this is huge for you because several playoff drivers had problems into the leading into this race and through the race. So, how do you think this benefits you looking forward to next week at Nashville?
Definitely a benefit. I think I'm second in points now, and I know a couple guys had some problems, a couple big contenders. So this definitely helps, especially since I've never raced at Nashville. So it's always good to get a big points cushion because I thought had a good cushion last round, and we know how that ended up, how I barely apparently made it in. So yeah, big day. Wish I could have won. Thought I had it won, but I guess I'll take a third.
All right, man. Well, on top of that note, obviously, one lap led here, so you didn't quite make any statistics here, but do you think that in the Final Four, if you make it, you're going to have a chance at that championship? You just got to get through Nashville?
I mean, Vegas is probably relatively close to this. Obviously not as like 3 wide and crazy, but a lot of draft involved and stuff. So I think I'll have, a fighting chance, hopefully anyway. But I don't know. I can't get too ahead of myself. Got to get there first.
Well, congratulations on the podium here still, Christian, and you were the second highest playoff driver. Like you said, you're probably about second in points. You might be third depending on how guys with bonus points lined up, but I think the only guy that might be a threat to that is Clayton Ramstead. So still right now, you've put yourself in a decent position. You just got to get through Nashville. Congratulations on that. And before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank?
Thanks, Strokes. Thank you for hosting the league and broadcasting. Make sure you guys tune in next week for Nashville, which who knows how that's going to go. It should be fun. And thanks to Blake, my teammate, for making the scheme. And yeah.
All right, man. Congratulations, Christian, on the podium, and we'll see you around, man. All right, guys, that was Christian Visconti. He took P3 tonight, rounds out the podium, and ultimately that will do it here today from Talladega. An absolutely crazy finish that ultimately ends, and some guys frustrated, some guys happy. Who knows? Everyone's a little bit different. Your finishing results from tonight's race. Chris Brown, Gino Mero, Christian Visconti. Obviously, we just interviewed all those guys. Timmy Spatz, P4, career best finish for him. Clayton Ramstead rounds out the top 5. Joe Tardif, P6. That's also his career best finish. Paul Granata, P7. He was up there at the end, was leading the race. Just unfortunately couldn't quite get it to stick. Seth Warren, P8, Sky McGurk, 9th, and Mark Frimpong rounds out the top 10. Blake Kennedy, he fell back to 11th there after leading late in the race, and then Glenn Bundrum, P12. Jay Mulder, John Mulder, Dominic Purvite round out the guys who finished on the lead lap as Nick Pena, Garrett A. White, Jarek Hernandez, Sean Giroux, Joe Burgy, all those guys had some damage. Couldn't quite make it to the end. Ethan Harrison, Chase Marsden. Man, Chase Marsden, 22nd. He's going to have to fight really hard to get in the next round of the playoffs here. Bo Krebs, 23rd. Benjamin A. White, 24th. Austin Duran ran out top 25. And then we had Davin Cardwell, Aaron Giffen, Joe Knockel, Bradley Wilson, Carter Talley, Casey Brunson, Brady Cox, Joseph Costello, Zachary Thornton, Dylan Basin, Ryan Martin, Latham Joyner, John Canizaro, Mason Suit, and DJ Powell rounding out the 40 truck field. Lots of chaos here at Talladega, and it all concludes with a very interesting finish there. These guys got it together, got a green flag run, and it was a pretty good run. So honestly, I'm not too disappointed with that one, and although I know some of those playoff drivers were. I mean, if you're Joe Burgy, if you're Jay Mulder, if you're Chase Marsden, Garrett A. White, some of those guys who had some issues there in that one, you're looking at this race and you're hoping that next week in Nashville, those other guys have problems because things did not go well for you tonight. Anyways, with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in. As I will be out of the booth for a couple of days as I'm going to go run the 24 Hours of Nürburgring with a fantabulous team that I've got set up to carry me. Saturday night, hopefully we should be back in the booth here on WORC TV, whether or not I'm there or not, because we have the Unified iRacing League Truck Series. They are racing Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And then, obviously, Tuesday night, the Makoni Setup Shop Daily Model Tour Championship race is going to be at the dirt track at Charlotte. Those guys, they've been putting on a show week in and week out, and hopefully those guys can give us a very good send-off here on that championship run. And then next Thursday night is the JP Designs Truck Series as they go to the playoff cutoff race at Nashville. That one should be exciting because that's a short track. Not a lot of these guys